We're standing on a little-known dead end called Teresa Ave, and we are standing in front of a little-known mansion called, in history books, the Frothingham Mansion. And it's named that way because way back in the mid-1800s, a pastor named Nathaniel Frothingham, the pastor of the First Church of Boston, built this home out here in Burlington in the middle of, at the time, nowhere, because he happened to know the Seawall family, which is a very prominent family in the early days of Burlington. And over the course of the years, it has a lot of interesting chapters in this house. In 1950 became a day camp owned by a gentleman who grew up in Adams, Massachusetts, and moved to Belmont and became the athletic director and coach in Belmont. Came here and set up a day camp. Wouldn't it be nice to have a member of the Ruprecht family here to talk about Spruce Hill Day Camp from a first-person point of view?
The camp consisted of a lot of children coming from the city. We had counselors there. Some of the counselors in the later years were my high school teachers. So there was many activities always going on. Archery, riflery, crafts, swimming, of course.
There was a gigantic pool over there, which at the time was a rarity in Burlington. In fact, it was featured in Popular Science magazine. That's how rare it was.
This is unusual, but my dad passed away, and the day of his funeral, we took a drive up around the house, and they had cut down those 3 big, beautiful spruce trees on the day of his funeral, which was kind of ironic and kind of sad. But the memories, the pictures, I hold dear in my heart.
Once it was no longer the Spruce Hill Day Camp, it became the Cambridge YWCA, and many people out there of a certain age will recall learning how to swim in the big pool that was over there behind this house.
The Burlington Country Club did rent the pool for a while they were building their own pool, and a lot of the folks remember that era, but my time was the trees, the paths through the woods, the climbing the big spruce trees.
So it's good to know the town's past, because then you become more attached to your town, and you maybe feel like you've got more roots in this town and are less likely to uproot and leave the town, because you kind of feel a bit of a kinship to the town, because you know the history of the town a little bit. So it's good to see things from that new perspective. It gives things a little bit more depth. Even if the things are long gone, or in this case substantially changed, it's still good to drive by and say, oh, this used to be this, and that street name is called this because of this, and in this case, Frothingham Road is right across the street. Well, now you know why.